4:30 p.m. this Saturday afternoon, January 3rd, 2026. Um, I'm having a little bit of distractions here. There's voices off in the background. Right now I'm kind of somewhat zoomed in on what I believe to be a female cardinal. I just returned from the feeding ground. All went rather smooth enough. Oh, yeah, that's either we getting this bird up here or not. I don't know. I don't know where I'm aiming right now. Oh, okay, it's over here. Once again, I am being highly distracted here. But yeah, voices in the background across the woods, and of course, these birds always tend to distract me, as well as those metal birds that fly overhead. And it's pertaining to that I want to, well, basically apologize to many of the viewers out there that either have little to no experience with snow conditions. And the frustrations that come about when you realize how artificial it is, shall we say, in nature. And it's bad enough, you know, I've watched many of videos from other channels, and that's Morning Dove right here, to where there's a high amount of frustration over the lining of the skies, or the crisscrossing hashtagging of the skies, or just the major plumages that take place that expand and expand. And this, takes place basically wherever you're at. But there's a lot of differences that come about because you can have the frustrations of looking up and seeing the stuff without experiencing the totality of results, such as what this channel actually provides, especially when I show these operations from start to finish with the results and outcomes, and which today was a loose example, which you would have to go back a couple of videos. Yeah, which one is it? Scatterbrain Saturday, or Saturdays? Yeah, something about scatterbrain. See, I'm quite scatterbrained right now. And yeah, okay, so you could experience all of the trails and streamers and whatnot, and even experience the liquid fallout of precipitation, aka rain. And that could amp up a little bit of those frustrations. But once again, if you're not familiar or have experiencing both liquid and frozen precipitation, and knowing that it is all generated and created, from one location to the next, that is when the high levels of irritations and frustrations, and that hits you, and then you start in getting, through these sky observations that I do. There's been times where I've been so overwhelmed, it's unbelievable, because I have literally sat outside from morning until night recording these events. And once again, as I speak, there is the sound of aircraft up overhead, and yeah, one has just passed on by. And this has been occurring all day. And once again, if you were to go back to that earlier recording where I'm quite scatterbrained and having multiple interruptions, if you will, with the first being that of the Whistler, and which I have shown examples of that in the past to where whatever jet aircraft they are that are the Whistlers, they're like the starting gun to the weather creation race, if you will. And just like today, it began officially, I will state, with that Whistler jet. And then from there, it was just followed up with the continuous sounds of aircraft flying over and the snow increasing. And from the sounds of it, well, we might be in for more a little bit later. And I have not looked at any kind of weather reports for today whatsoever. So I'm just going based on my past experiences through many patterns. Yeah. And to me right now it sounds like they're prepping the skies once again. And for the purpose of applying just that much more snow. That mourning dove is just hanging out there. But, so I come on quite strong at times when I am doing these sky observations of these operations. And I get upset because of the backlash that I've had while being on this platform and showing what I show. And when that is all compounded with everything, I mean, it's hard for anybody to really imagine or to put themselves in my shoes of doing what I do and having the type of reactions that I've had. To where many, many times I have wanted to up and quit. Just no more posting the content. Well, as I've stated in the past, it does become an addiction. And once again, as I have stated in past content, I've always been one to show and tell. I get enjoyment out of sharing my experiences, my encounters, and my observations, and so on and so on. But I have to remind myself at times to put myself into other people's shoes. And once again, like those viewers that do not have the opportunity to experience this type of weather, or very little of it, once again, I really have to put myself in your shoes so I don't offend people, because it might be hard to grasp or understand the reality or the totality of the realities of everything that takes place in these skies here above Michigan that officially do not take place. Because supposedly it's been banned for 25 years, give or take. Supposedly. And because, my forthcoming of information such as that, boy, I get a lot of pushback, and And so I get frustrated once again. And again, I have to apologize for times that I have not put myself in other people's shoes or situations. I do try to understand the best that I can, because I have not been in dry, arid locations. I've been to Canada and then straight down from Michigan to Florida and back again. Not much else. So, alright. Thus making a short story long, we shall sign off. This is going to be the last recording of this day. If you watched today's content, or if you plan on going back to watch today's previous content, I'll thank you in advance. But otherwise, take care. Have yourselves a great one. 5:40 p.m. this evening. This is a real quick add-on, and I apologize for that. But pertaining to irritations and frustrations, I am going to include a link to a video that honestly caught me by quite surprise because of the thumbnail image, as it was highly relatable to some of my earlier content today when I was talking of people playing God. And I believe, I'm not sure, I posted a little bit of content today. It's been a scatterbrained day, just scattered thoughts all over the place. So I apologize for that as well. We've had a lot of aircraft activity, and once again, irritations and frustrations. But so, anyways, I made mention of people playing God, and this is exactly what was in the thumbnail image to the video through the link in the description below. Was in fact a statement just playing God. And, well, of course, it is the video itself highly relevant and relatable to my content as far as the sky observation content. And I just happened to come across this tonight, even though this was posted 6 days ago. Here in an aircraft. And we had can you hear it? All day long. So anyways, what this video is about is sun dimming. And there's a lot of good information through this rather short video. And I would ask you and urge you to click onto that link, check it out. It is from Great Britain, the UK. But it doesn't matter the location, because the information is worthwhile information to tune into and take time out in order to do so. So with that being said, once again I apologize for the false ending and extra add-on. But after seeing that video, it's like, oh, I gotta share it. So with that being said, Thank you ever so kindly for watching. Take care. Much love. Have yourselves a great one.